welcome to another extended reading. Today's reading is how this person's feelings the last time they saw you. If you are coming from TikTok, then this is if you chose this card, this strength card, pile 1. And if you're just coming from YouTube and you didn't watch the TikToks yet, you can either go watch the TikTok if you want. It's linked in the bio, or you can just listen because I will just give a little rundown of what I read during the TikTok. So for my pile 1s, and if you want to pick the pile from pile 2, just skip over to pile 2 and you can see the card there and go off of that. So for my pile 1s, basically we had said that this person thought that you're very energetic, very action oriented, very fast paced, and they feel like people have to like kind of keep up with you because you're just like moving quickly on to the next, you're like, I want this, you do what you need to do to get it, and then you move on to the next thing. They also thought that you were like kind of showing different sides of you, and like you were like good at holding conversation because they could see that your mind was kind of jumping all over the place, not in a bad way or anything, but it was just like once a certain conversation was over, like you knew to just like move on to the next thing. And they also felt like there was just a lot more to you than what they were getting on the surface. Maybe this was the first time y'all like had a pretty long conversation, maybe, especially in person. So they were kind of like, oh, there's like a lot more going on there. And it's kind of intriguing them, and they kind of want to learn more about you. Now, this does not have to just be a romantic person. Like, this doesn't have to just be somebody that you have a crush on or you're in a relationship with or something. It's just anyone in general, a friend, a family member that you were talking to, and you just felt like you just didn't know how the interaction went. So just keep that in mind. But you were kind of you're just kind of drawing them in because you were giving them more than you usually give. Okay, so before we start, I just want to light my psychic enhancement intention spell candle, which I have right here. This is actually going to be available in my Etsy shop. The purpose is to help tap into your third eye and your crown chakra, so that if you want to do any dream work or you're doing some kind of divination, and like it kind of just requires you to tap in a little bit to the spiritual realm, or if you just want to balance out those chakras, you just like this, with that intention, meditate on it a little bit. And it's also great for, doing divination. So I like to do it when I am doing my reading. So I have a nice clear reading and I can really hear or see what the cards are telling me. Okay, back to the reading. But my Etsy shop will be, the shop update will be finished and opened Thursday, May 15th or 14th. I'm lying, sorry. Actually, no, it is the 15th. So yeah, check it out. Okay, what was their energy towards you last time they saw you? We have envy. Interesting. So maybe they kind of admire you in a way where, because the way that you see reality and the way that you are just like, I want something, I'll do what I need to get it, and then I will get it. There's like no doubt in your mind. Maybe they're kind of envious of that because they're just like, wow, like I wish that I could just think like that. I wish that I could just be like, hey, this is what I want and I'm going to do it. And that's it. You don't have any need to worry or like get anxiety over things. And obviously maybe you do, like in your head or something like that, but like you come off very confidently. And for them, like they noticed that last time you guys hung out or talked or whatever. And maybe they are a little bit envious of it. Maybe it could also just be that they admire that. They're not necessarily envious, because I feel like sometimes admiration can turn into envy. Okay, let's see. 6th chakra. Oh, wow, isn't that funny? The third eye chakra came out and I have my candle going. And then we have blossoming abundance. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they think that you're like so in tune with yourself, with your mind, with your goals, and then you're also in tune with the universe. Like you understand how to take your thoughts and your feelings and actually like mold reality to what you wanted. And like so they kind of think that you're very spiritual in some way. And then especially with blossoming abundance, like they feel like you are very abundant in every possible way, even if your circumstances are not necessarily the best. Like, I feel like last time they saw you, because the conversation that you were having or whatever y'all were talking about, yada yada, and once again, the confidence that you had was kind of just, um, it was kind of just making them realize that you are a very abundant being, which is why maybe they started to feel a little bit envious, because they were kind of just like, wow, like even if they don't have the best circumstances, like their life is still like overall this person is still like doing the things that they say they want to do and like growing and learning, and it's very interesting to them. And that was just something that they noticed last time. Let's get something else. Thank you. I knew this was going to come out. Okay, we have flow. You have a lot of blue energy, a lot of third eye energy for sure. Oh, we have protection. Okay, so not only do you have this energy of you can create anything at any given time, they also feel like you're very protected, like spiritually. Maybe you were like talking about your family or your friends or something like that, and maybe they were kind of like, wow, this person is also like they have a lot of people around them that protects them, which made them feel like you're loyal in a way, because if other people are so loyal and protective of you, then that obviously means that like you kind of reciprocate that energy in some kind of way. Because if people are willing to go out of their way to protect you, like in this physical reality, then that kind of shows something about your character, right? But they really were feeling like you just like flow within the universe so well, and I don't know, they just like really took note of that. I only want one more, but you keep getting two. Okay, then we have disruption. So if you watch the TikTok, I'm pretty sure I was talking about this before. They feel like you're very like all over the place, like your thoughts can go from one thing to the other and like whatever, and that's why they think that there's more to you than just what you usually show on the surface, because you get like, it's kind of like you interrupt yourself a lot. Maybe you consider yourself to have like ADHD or something, but it's more of like, well, not more of, I guess, I don't know, but if that resonates, I guess. But it's just that you can move around different topics very easily, and you know a lot, and they're like, wow, like they have a lot of different information and hobbies and creative ideas and things that they enjoy, and it's very interesting to them because they get to see like, or they got to see how, like what's actually going on in your head. Because like I said before, I think maybe like this is like the first time y'all really had like a deeper kind of conversation. I feel like my voice sounds crazy. I keep saying ideation. That keeps coming out, which is basically just like you have a lot of ideas, and they think that you are very creative and everything. Like I was just saying before. Oh, we have movement. I mean, that makes perfect sense because like I said before, you have this very energetic move from one thing to the other kind of energy to them. And so like last time they saw you, they were like, wow, they're not slow paced at all. Like there's a lot to keep up with. Maybe they were kind of like, they like to talk, but it's not a bad thing. The energy is very like, they just love it. It's cute. Let's get a little more. I might pull some letters. Thank you. Step out of your comfort zone. A fiery climax approaches. Let's get one more. Thank you. Take time to breathe out. They did feel like you are so fast paced that sometimes you kind of forget to breathe. Maybe this could be like literally, but it could also be, you know, metaphorically. Like they were like, wow, this person has like a lot going on. They have a lot of thoughts. They have a lot of ideas that they want to do. Yada yada yada. They're always moving. Like this is why this is the first time that we even got to like sit down and have a conversation, because you're normally always going. Somebody's always asking you for something. You're always doing something, like whatever. And they're kind of like, let's take a moment. Or they could also be feeling like you are so fast paced and you're so good at it because you are good at taking time to breathe out. It's one or the other, you know, you're either side of the spectrum. Either they're like, wow, you need to take a breather, or you are the type of person that is balanced in a way, and like you can be very energetic, but you can also like chill out when you need to. A fiery climax approaches is interesting because it makes me feel like they felt like they're getting somewhere with this relationship, with this friendship, whatever it may be. Because they saw more of you this time. And so now they're kind of like, ooh, I'm reaching a tipping point of like, all right, I'm really getting to know this person. I really like them. Or, you know, maybe they're just going to be the type of friend that like I hang out with every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like they're figuring, like, I feel like they kind of figured that out, if that makes sense. It clicked. And then we have step out of your comfort zone, which they were definitely feeling like you are very good at that. And like I said, that's what makes them a little envious, because you're very in flow with the universe. So once you feel like something is done, that's it. You know, you move on to the next thing. And like you're not gonna dwell, you're not gonna doubt, you're just gonna do it. And they were like very like, wow, they noticed that you can just easily do that. And maybe that's not something that is their strong suit. So they're very like surprised in a way about it. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4. You're very progressive. Okay, let's get some letters because we do have a little bit of extra time. This is my cool carrier for my divination letters. I haven't used these in a while, but I thrifted this. So don't ask where it's from because I don't think you're going to find another one. It's giving Cinderella's, what's it called, right? I love it. Anyway, I'm going to use my left hand today. And I have my selenite in there to charge them. Let's see if we can get any messages, maybe some names, initials, about how this person was feeling, any confirmations for you. Okay, oops, let's move that over. All right, we have N, Q, D, P, B, maybe somebody likes peanut butter, E, I, this is blank, I again, H, E, and O. I see bed. Maybe somebody likes to sleep. Maybe you guys were having this conversation in bed last time you saw them. Hoe. It's making me think of Santa. Or gardening. Like a garden hoe. I heard status quo for some reason. Even though there's no U, but the QO. I don't know. I can't think right now. Hide. Maybe they feel like you were hiding before, and now you seem a little more open and more willing to show yourself. abide. You abide by your own rules. You abide by your own rules. I, I hope that's a word. I'm just like saying stuff. I'm seeing an R right here. And then bride. I'm saying bride. Maybe they're like, maybe that was the conversation that was like, this person's going to be my bride. Love that. Okay, that's what we have. If you see anything else, feel free to leave it in the comments because I'm not very good at this, but you know, you might see more than I do. And then we do have a blank here, so I'm saying hi. Maybe they'll text you hi today. Okay, but that's what I have for you, my pile ones. I do hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got a little bit of insight that you needed. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with any readings that I'm putting out and stay up to date with the opening of the Etsy shop. Yay! But I will see you in the next reading. Have a good day. Hello, hello. Welcome to another reading. This is their thoughts and their feelings after your last encounter, after the last time you saw them. So if you're coming from YouTube, hello, I will give you a rundown of what I read during TikTok. If you're from TikTok, welcome back. Thanks for coming to the extended. Before we start, let me just light my divination candle. This is my psychic enhancement candle, intention candle that I made. It's to help with divination, third eye, crown chakra, balancing, so that you can tap better into your abilities, be in tune with the relationship. I'm screaming, with the universe and the 3D reality. That will be available on my Etsy shop May 15th. That's next week. That's Thursday. Okay, so check that out. I will be selling a bunch of those. There'll be money, intention candles, and protection, love. We got a few. All right, let's get into the reading. Let's see what energy they're feeling towards you last time they saw you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't do the rundown. Okay, so basically during the TikTok, we just talked about how they felt like you don't see the full potential in yourself the way that they see towards you. You might have been like complaining about something or having a conversation that was just showing that you had a, what is going on? I don't know if you can hear that. I'm so sorry. The high school just got out, so like they're super loud. Anyway, you might have been having a conversation that kind of just to them showed like a little bit of like your self-doubt. And they were kind of just like, I don't understand why they have so much self-doubt because like they're an amazing person. So, but yeah, they felt like you just weren't feeling very confident and they find that very interesting. And they thought that like you're very smart and creative, but you just have a lack mind when it comes to your actual self-confidence. Like once again, you're just like not seeing yourself the way that they're seeing you. And this last conversation that y'all had like made them notice that. But they also felt like you guys are getting closer than before because of the fact that you were having these deeper conversations. So they were kind of like, oh, this is nice. Like I'm getting a little bit more from them. And they also felt like you were giving them a very like peaceful energy in some kind of way. I don't know. They felt a bit calm talking to you, which was nice. All right, so let's get some energy. Journey. So maybe they felt like talking to you made them realize that maybe you're on like a journey of like self-discovery, and maybe that's just why you're having a little bit of trouble with your mindset. Or maybe they were feeling like you need to go on a journey like that so that you can like see the goodness in yourself, get some lessons, you know, instill confidence within yourself through the things that you learn and do on a new journey of life. Let's see what else. What else? Strategy. Maybe they think also that it would like help you to come up with some kind of plan. I don't know what you guys were talking about. And this might not resonate for all y'all, but if y'all were talking about, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a specific thing. Like nothing specific is coming up. But so that makes me think that there's a lot of different conversations that y'all had, like my viewers. So think about it in terms of the conversation that you had with the person that you're thinking about. But based off of that conversation, they were kind of like feeling, okay, this person needs to like kind of come up with some kind of plan with what they want to do or how they want to move forward, whatever, and then go on that journey and like do it, you know, because they think that it would like help you, like help your confidence or help with the situation that you were talking about, something like that. Oh, that was one. I'll take this one. Oh, and then we have Goddess of the Moon. And it's just like interesting to them because they feel like you're very like intuitive, but like you don't, but because you have this kind of lack mindset, you don't even realize that you're intuitive. Like you doubt the things that you say. Like maybe you were complaining about something or just like telling them like you were doubting something, and then they're in their mind, like they were kind of like, why are you doubting that? Because in the same breath that you're doubting yourself, you also have the answer right there. Interesting. But they did find you like very intuitive and like very mysterious in a way. And like I said, it reminds me of that peace, isolation. Okay, interesting. I need to know what the hell y'all were talking about. Maybe they... Okay, I'm getting a couple things. First, they could have felt like y'all were in your own world talking. Like maybe you guys ended up talking for like a long time because the conversation just kept going. And they felt like, wow, this is all that there is right now in the world. And it was like really nice. For others, it's giving like they felt like you are isolated. Maybe you isolate yourself in some kind of way, and they're noticing that. Maybe because of this lack mindset, like you don't like talk to people and like expand yourself the way that you should, the way that they would want you to, because once again, they see something in you that you don't see in yourself. Or they also could have just felt like you made them feel less alone. You made them feel less isolated. Because maybe they don't talk to a lot of people often. And maybe you kind of were just like talking to them like, and they haven't really had that in a while. Consciousness. Okay. You guys have a lot of like spiritual energy. Because you had the Empress, the Goddess of the Moon, which to me is the Empress, and consciousness. You know what I forgot to say before? This is pile 2, but if you came from YouTube, you have to pick the pile. So you have to pick based on the cards. I'm so sorry. I have to do that. Okay, anyway. Yeah, we have consciousness. They think that you're like really tapped in. They think that you're very spiritual. Maybe you're having like a very spiritual conversation. But they, for some reason, it makes them feel like you're like super spiritual, super in tune with the universe. Like you're giving off this just like high energetic light presence. And they're like, whoa, I wasn't getting that before, but I'm getting it now. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. You have so many gray, like white cards. We have peace. And oh my goodness, we have strength. Which is so funny because if you were from TikTok, this the card that you had to choose was the Strength cards. You got Strength twice. You got Empress twice, and you got Strength twice. They see a piece in you that, like, you're just, like, not seeing. Like, they're like, you can be at peace, but not that you choose not to, but I don't know, because of your mindset for some reason, like, they're just realizing, like, that is what is stopping you from, like, actually having that peace. Maybe on the surface for a moment, they thought that you were just like, oh, she just complains about everything. Sorry, I don't know why I said she, but whoever, this person just complains about everything, like, blah, blah, blah. But then y'all have this conversation, they're like, they're actually like really down to earth. They're really peaceful. They just have some shit that goes on. And sometimes they have to talk about it, and that's okay. And, like, they're feeling a little different about it. But they also feel like you're strong. Like, you go through things, and yeah, sometimes you complain about it, or, like, you're talking about it or whatever, but, like, you get through them, you make it through. You do what you need to do, and sometimes it sucks, but you use your intuition, or you can use your intuition to, like, push through it. They think you're very strong. It's like they were thinking that, like, you have kind of a lack mindset, but at the same time they're like, but because they have such a lack mindset, possibly, and they're still able to create these strategies, go on these journeys, do these new things, they're actually very strong, because they fight their mind every day, but they do it, and it's like a beautiful thing. Wow. Let's see. Look what came out. You are good enough. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. They literally want you to see the goodness in yourself. I can't. I'm literally about to have tears. Oh damn, there's way too many cards here. Hold on. Wow, full moon in Virgo. They literally want, like, they feel like, wow, you're better than you, like, make yourself out to be. Adjustments are required. Yeah, like, they think that, like, you need to have a little bit of change within yourself. Tap into your consciousness, because you doubt a lot, they're feeling like, but they also feel like you would have all the answers and get everything that you want and live your best life. And they want to see you succeed. They want that for you. They want you to, like, use those emotions to help you move forward. Have faith in your dreams. Yeah. Maybe you were telling them, like, about something that you want to do, and, like, maybe you just were telling them that you feel like you're not able or something, and this person is thinking, like, you absolutely are able. You're probably one of the most capable people they know, or at least, like, they've spoken to in a while. Oh, that is, like, so nice. And you have a lot of different phases of the moon here. There's a lot of moon energy. Very Empress, very intuitive. Listen to your intuition, babe. Like, they were really feeling like you're super intuitive, and you just, like, don't tap into it. Tap into it. Because they see something, I see something in you based on these cards. You need to see it in yourself. For sure. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's just get some letters, because I did letters for the last pile as well. This is my letter divination holder. It looks like Cinderella's thing. I keep saying that. Okay, here we go. Let's get some letters. Maybe we can get names or initials for clarification. For clarifiers, confirmations. All right, we have S, T, O, O, L, A, I, T, T again. E, 3 E's. So somebody's name could start with an E. Somebody's name could start with an S or a T or an O. You have a lot of doubles. R, T, C. We have triple T, triple E. CR, that's my initials. I love that. Let's see any. I see car. Maybe you guys had the conversation in a car. I see steel. Maybe that's somebody's name. Or you work with steel. Stool. Maybe you're at a bar. Tool. Maybe somebody works with tools. Maybe somebody thinks that somebody's a tool. I also see care. They care about you. They realize that they care about you, or you care about a lot of things. Carl. Maybe somebody's name is Carl. Art. Maybe you're an artist. Cart. Maybe you were shopping. That's relevant. Or smoking weed. Like a weed pen. A cart. 2. Maybe they also like maybe they're also they feel like relatable. Like the things that you were talking about, like they feel those feelings too. Eel, somebody could like sushi. Okay, but you get the gist. Tie. Ties. If you see anything else, feel free to leave them in the comments so that other people could also see those words. Maybe any of those words will be a message for them. Okay, but thank you so much for coming. If you were from TikTok, and if you are just a subscriber on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You'll be able to stay up to date with the readings that I do every week. And if you want to follow my TikTok as well, I do plenty of readings on there. But yeah, I hope you got something out of this, and I'll see you in the next reading.